Hey there, Dr. CAROLYN Snodgrass here. This video is about reducing multiplication fractions. This is priceless when working with dimensional analysis. Always remember the rules don't change, only the numbers do. Let's get started. One of the most often issues I see students face when multiplying fractions, especially with large numbers, is reducing in the answer instead of realizing they can reduce in the question. So let me show you what students are used to doing, and then I'm going to show you a simpler way. Now, to multiply fractions, the rule is multiply across the top, multiply across the bottom. When you get your answer, you're going to then reduce until you get it simplified. Let's start multiplying across the top. So 19 times 3, then times 16, so our answer on the top is 6,384. Now let's multiply across the bottom. 12 times 7. Then we have to multiply by 6. Then we multiply by 19. So the answer here is 9,576. Now what we must do with this fraction is reduce it into simplest terms. To reduce a fraction, you are going to divide that fraction by 1 in the form of 2 over 2, 3 over 3, 4 over 4, 5 over 5, 6 over 6, and so on. And we can even divide by 986 over 986. It doesn't matter. These all are equal to 1 as long as you divide somewhere on the top by the top number and somewhere on the bottom by the same number. So since it's even, I'm going to divide the top and bottom by 2. So let's go out to the right. We're going to divide 6,384 divided by 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. 0, bring down the 3. 2 goes into 3 once. Then bring down the 8. Subtract a 0, bring down the 4. So your new answer is going to be 3,192. Let me kind of mark that off so we don't get them mixed up. So let's do the bottom one. So your answer is 4,788. So now let's divide the numerator and denominator, in other words the top and bottom, by another number. I'm going to divide by 3. Not sure if they go into it, but I'm going to try it anyway. 3,192 divided by 3. So my answer here, I'm going to write it below it, is 1,064. I put the answer to the top there. Just for the sake of room, I moved it below it. And let's do the bottom. So the answer on the bottom is 1,596. So let's divide the top and bottom by another number, and I'm just going to divide it by 7. So I go back over here. Let's fit that in. Now let's do the bottom. And that answer is 228. Let's go ahead and keep reducing, and you may not see this right away, but 19 comes out of the top and bottom. So I'm going to come over this side, The answer is 8. And then 228 divided by 19. Now let's divide some more. And your answer here is 2/3. That's your answer. I want to point out how many math problems you did here. Whenever I made this video, I had to delete some mistakes I made several times. And imagine in the middle of a high-stress testing environment where you're doing all this math. This is not one math problem. This is actually tens, if not 100 math problems. A lot of room for error. So let me show you how to make this much easier. Notice when you reduced in the answer, you actually can take those numbers and reduce in the question. It doesn't matter what order you do. The only rule is as long as you divide the top and bottom by the same number. And you just look around and you can jump around. I notice right away that a 7 will divide out of the top and bottom. And look up here. That is what something you did. So 7 will divide by 7 by 1. 7 divided by 7 is 1. I always write my answer right above it, never next to it. Now I see a 3 will come out of the 6. So 3 divided by 3, 6 divided by 3, 3 divided by 3 is 1, 6 divided by 3 is 2. Notice the 3 divided by 3 was up here as well. I also see a 19 and 19. Remember how hard that was before? Notice up here, there's your 19 and 19. Remember, we still have that 12 and that 16 and that 2. Let's divide the top and bottom now. I see a 2 and a 16. A lot of people stop here because they don't realize that you can go again. So once you get these answers out on the top and the bottom, it's as if they are replacing that spot. So you can divide out of the top and bottom again, even though it's been divided before. So 4 will come out of 8, 4 will come out of 12. When you get to where there are no more numbers to divide out of the top and bottom, you can go ahead and multiply across. There's my answer. Look at the difference in the amount of math you did here compared to the amount of math you did here. You had less than 10 math problems to do here compared to over on the right. We got the same answer. So when it comes to dimensional analysis, whenever you are reducing a math problem that is very long, this is the same concept. And it is much easier. And whenever you get into a math program or a nursing program, this is an essential rule to know how to do.